In a time long ago, in the heart of a distant woodland, there lay a somber and shadowed forest. The towering trees seemed to stretch endlessly toward the sky, their branches entwined with delicate threads of cobwebs and adorned with lush, velvety moss. In this mysterious realm resided an infamous character, the fearsome Baba Yaga, an enigmatic witch whose dwelling was known to be the most ominous abode in the vicinity. Whispers drifted through the woods, tales of those who ventured near and were never seen again, believed to have fallen victim to the clutches of Baba Yaga herself. One fateful day, a small and curious kitten named Fluffy overheard conversations amongst the other creatures about the perilous forest and the enigma that was Baba Yaga. Determined to unravel the truth veiled beneath the shroud of fear, Fluffy embarked on a journey, its heart a mixture of apprehension and resolve. Mama Cat pleaded for caution, her eyes filled with concern, but the fire within Fluffy's spirit could not be extinguished. As Fluffy ventured deeper into the gloomy woods, the forest seemed to embrace it with an eerie hush. Amongst the dense trees, Fluffy stumbled upon an ancient, abandoned structure that was home to a colony of enigmatic bats. These bats, rumored to be guardians of the forest's mysteries, warned all who would listen about the dangers concealed within Baba Yaga's dwelling. Approaching the decaying building with cautious steps, Fluffy's heart pounded like the distant beat of a drum. And then, in the quiet of the forest, a chorus of whispers reached its ears, the voices of the bats addressing Fluffy. "Dear young kitten, danger lurks here, within the grasp of Baba Yaga. She spares no mercy for intruders. Yet, should courage and noble intent reside within your heart, we shall lend our aid." Buoyed by the presence of newfound allies, Fluffy found strength in their words. The bats unveiled a strategy. Recognizing Baba Yaga's penchant for sweets, Fluffy would present a basket laden with delectable cookies, an offering to sway the witch's disposition. The day arrived when Fluffy, heart pounding in both fear and anticipation, approached the foreboding cottage of Baba Yaga. With a mixture of trepidation and determination, Fluffy gingerly placed the cookie-filled basket upon the doorstep before retreating to the shelter of a nearby tree. In a sudden flurry of movement, Baba Yaga emerged from her dwelling, her eyes alight with intrigue and excitement. A transformation unfolded that surpassed the boundaries of imagination. The cookies, infused with an enchanting magic, cast their spell upon Baba Yaga. With every bite she took, her eyes shimmered with a kaleidoscope of vibrant colors. The very essence of the witch's abode underwent a metamorphosis, the cobwebs dissolved into shimmering threads of light, and the once eerie ambience dissolved into a spectacle of ethereal beauty. Brilliant butterflies soared through the air, casting their vibrant hues upon the landscape. The forest itself underwent a wondrous metamorphosis, shedding its somber facade for one of vibrant colors and unbridled joy. Returning to the company of the bats, Fluffy was met with jubilant celebration. The era of fear had concluded, and all the creatures of the land reveled in the newfound enchantment that surrounded them. Even Baba Yaga herself underwent a remarkable transformation, embracing a spirit of benevolence and exuberance, her heart resonating with the melody of a life well lived. In the annals of time, Fluffy's tale was immortalized, passed down through generations as a testament to the power of courage and goodwill. The story served as a poignant reminder that even within the bleakest of circumstances, a spark of bravery and compassion had the potential to kindle a blaze of transformation, illuminating the path toward a brighter and more harmonious world.
The Tale of the Enchanted Forest. If you like it, give a like and subscribe. In a deep forest, where leaves rustled and crickets sang, magical trees dwelled. These trees possessed an extraordinary ability to glow like stars during the night. One moonlit night, a little girl named Emily bravely ventured into the forest. As soon as she crossed the tree line, she heard whispers and laughter. She discovered that the trees could speak. They shared stories of their ancient past and forest secrets. Emily realized that nature had much wisdom to offer, if one only listened. From that night on, every time the moon shone bright, Emily returned to the enchanted forest to listen to the trees' tales and bask in their magical presence.
Long, long ago, in a magical forest, there dwelled families of cats. One day, in their cozy nest, lived Mama Cat with her little, curly-haired kitten named Fluffy. Fluffy was incredibly curious about the world and loved listening to stories from his mother. One evening, as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Mama Cat wrapped Fluffy in her soft fur and began to tell him a story. "My dear, once upon a time, in the same forest we live in now, there lived a magical creature named Sprinkle. He was a tiny kitten with fur as white as snow and eyes like two little sparks. Sprinkle possessed an extraordinary power. He could talk to animals and plants, and even read the thoughts of other beings." Fluffy stared at his mother with wide eyes and ears perked, eager to know what would happen next. Mama Kitty continued, "One day, Sprinkle heard a sad song in the distance. It was the lost young sparrows, who had become stranded in the forest. Sprinkle immediately rushed to help. Using his magical ability, he calmed the sparrows and showed them the way back to their nest. The sparrows were so grateful that they promised Sprinkle eternal friendship and aid in times of need. Fluffy smiled, imagining a little white kitten conversing with the sad sparrows. And now, my dear Fluffy," Mama Cat looked at her kitten with love in her eyes, "may this story teach you that each of us carries something special and valuable within. Sometimes, when you're in need, you might find help in unexpected places. All it takes is your willingness to be open to the world around you." Fluffy pondered his mother's words and smiled. He was certain he wanted to be as brave and helpful as Sprinkle. From that moment on, Fluffy did his best to learn from his mother how to be a good and helpful kitten. Every evening, as the sun began to set, Mama Cat told him new stories about the adventures of heroic kittens, and Fluffy dreamed that one day, he too would become a hero and assist someone in need. And so, days and weeks went by, and little Fluffy grew wiser and kinder. When the time came that he needed help, the invisible bonds of friendship he had formed with other animals came to his aid. And this, my dear Fluffy, is the end of today's tale. It's time to go to sleep and dream of the grand adventures that await you in the future. Fluffy smiled, felt the warmth in his heart, and knew he always had the support and wisdom of his feline mother.
The Tale of the Sun and the Cloud. Once upon a morning, as the first sunbeams painted the sky, sun rose from the horizon and beamed at the world. Simultaneously, a white cloud drifted in, veiling the sun's warmth with its fluffy embrace. Cloud did this not to obstruct sun, but to give children a reprieve from the heat. Sun and Cloud spent countless days together, sharing the mysteries of the skies and appreciating their differences. One rainy day, Cloud turned to Sun and said, "It's your turn now. Let the children revel in the rain." From then on, Sun and Cloud worked together to provide warmth and occasional showers to the world.
Long, long ago, there was nothing but a vast, dark expanse. It was so empty and quiet that you could hear a blink from the other side of the universe. No one knew what lay within this great void until something incredible happened. The Big Bang occurred. The Big Bang was like a giant celestial ornament suddenly exploding, scattering sparks, light, and colorful stars everywhere. It was from this explosion that all the things we know came into existence. Stars are like large, fiery beacons in the sky that shine so brightly, illuminating the landscapes of the night. Thanks to them, we have beautiful nights full of radiance. But that's not the end. Massive clouds of gases started coming together, forming planets. Planets are like large, round spheres that orbit around stars, similar to toys on a carousel. Our very own planet is called Earth. This is our home. It's filled with wonders, from vast oceans and lush forests to towering mountains. On Earth, we can play, learn, grow, and discover many mysteries. But wait, there are more planets in our solar system. Starting with the sun-kissed Mercury, which is like a volcanic oven, extremely hot. Then there's Venus, which is so scorching that you could fry an egg on its surface. Mars is like a vast red sandbox. Jupiter is a giant, the largest of them all. It's like a massive gas balloon, and you can spot bands of different colors on its surface. Saturn boasts beautiful rings, as if it's wearing colorful paper hoops. And just as thrift store fashion can be trendier than brand new clothes, Saturn rocks the most stylish accessories in the entire universe. Uranus has a mysterious greenish hue, while Neptune enchants us with its blue radiance. Imagine it as a vast, never-ending whirlpool in the ocean. All these planets are like a family dancing around the sun. The sun is like a huge lamp that warms and lights up all the planets. The universe is like a grand adventure of uncovering mysteries. Scientists, who are like cosmic detectives, don colorful suits and use telescopes to peer into the depths of the night. Through their work, we learn how the universe was formed and whether there are other places where creatures like us might live. So, remember, young explorer, the universe is a place full of wonders to discover, and you could be one of those who help us better understand this amazing realm in which we live.
On a warm day, Teddy Bear ventured into the forest for a little adventure. Sneaking through thick bushes and hopping to the rhythm of birdsong, he found himself lost. Feeling disoriented far from home, Teddy was about to panic when a friendly hedgehog named Harry appeared. Harry listened to Teddy's woes and assured him that he would help find the way back. The two spent the entire afternoon searching for clues and trails. As the sun began to set, Harry led Teddy back to his cozy den. From that day on, Teddy Bear and Harry were the best of friends, exploring the wonders of the forest together and sharing their escapades. In a land filled with colors and the scent of flowers, lived a gnome named Jumper. Jumper might have been small, but he possessed a remarkable gift. He could jump so high that his leaps could be seen from a distance. Along with the rain, he could reach the clouds, which carried him across the sky. Jumper happily aided the clouds in showering the earth with life-giving raindrops. Thanks to his efforts, all the plants and animals thrived, and Jumper took pride in his vital role. In the picturesque realm of Animaland, where trees hummed soothing melodies and the grass felt as velvety as cat fur, dwelled a kitten named Felix and a puppy named Rufus. Despite their distinct personalities, they were the best of companions. Felix, with his insatiable spirit, relished adventures and uncovering new horizons, while Rufus preferred leisurely afternoons in the meadow, observing the graceful dance of butterflies and contentedly humming to himself. One warm morning, as the sun ascended over the hills, Felix awoke with boundless enthusiasm. Today, he resolved to embark on a journey to discover the fabled Forgotten Rocks. No longer a subject of conversation, they were merely marked as an enigmatic location on the village map. Felix recognized this as an opportunity to satiate his insatiable curiosity. "I shall return with tales that will leave you utterly amazed," Felix exclaimed before setting off on his escapade. Rufus reciprocated the grin and wagged his tail. He was well aware that his friend was about to embark on an extraordinary adventure. Venturing through woodlands, traversing streams, and navigating rocky trails, Felix eventually arrived in uncharted terrain. Towering Forgotten Rocks lay before him, adorned with cryptic etchings. Exploring further, Felix stumbled upon a concealed cavern, which he cautiously entered. Within the cavern, Felix encountered a luminous mist that guided him deeper until he reached a hidden chamber. Positioned in the center was an aged, weathered tome, bathed in radiant beams of light. Glancing at the initial page, Felix comprehended that it was the Tome of Animal Tales. The tome recounted ancient epics when cats and dogs united their strengths to safeguard the village from formidable tempests and other perils. It was a poignant reminder that despite disparities, animals could synergize for the common good. Meanwhile, Rufus, having caught wind of peculiar sounds from beyond a hill, embarked on a quest to locate Felix. He followed the tracks and eventually arrived at the Forgotten Rocks. At the entrance of a cavern, he identified Felix's distinctive scent. Within the cavern, Rufus discovered Felix, engrossed in the ancient tome. Felix shared his revelations with Rufus, who attentively absorbed the narratives, gaining a heightened reverence for the allure of antiquated tales. Abruptly, the ground quivered, and their tranquil world was jolted. From an adjacent slope, massive boulders began descending, menacing the village. Exchanging a determined gaze, Felix and Rufus comprehended that swift action was imperative. Utilizing the knowledge gleaned from the Tome of Animal Tales, they ascertained how to divert the rockslide. With unwavering determination and courage, they collaborated to rescue their village. Following numerous exertions and risks, they triumphed in their endeavor. The boulders were rechanneled, leaving the village untouched. When the villagers learned of Felix and Rufus's selflessness, they expressed profound gratitude. A grand feast was orchestrated in their honor, commemorating the two friends who comprehended that their disparities were their forte, and that valor and cooperation could surmount even the most formidable challenges. Felix and Rufus ascended to the status of heroes, and their chronicle was passed down through generations. The village inscribed their names into the rocks as a symbol of gallantry and companionship. They returned to their day-to-day lives, exchanging experiences and journey tales. In unison, they recognized that even the most formidable challenges could be surmounted through teamwork. Their friendship burgeoned, and their narrative reminded all that even the smallest of animals could accomplish magnanimous feats when united and guided by their hearts. And so, Felix and Rufus lived joyfully ever after, perpetually exploring and cherishing the splendor of Animaland. The Tale of the Brave Bee. If you like it, give a like and subscribe. Within the buzzing hive lived a little bee named Wilma. Small in size but big in heart, Wilma had a unique courage. When a gigantic spider threatened the hive, Wilma valiantly faced the challenge. She shot from the hive, using her wings to lift the spider into the air, towards the sunlight. The spider, taken aback, eventually retreated. Wilma's bravery made her a hero, and her fellow bees admired her resolve in defending their home.
Long, long ago, there was nothing but a vast, dark expanse. It was so empty and quiet that you could hear a blink from the other side of the universe. No one knew what lay within this great void until something incredible happened. The Big Bang occurred. The Big Bang was like a giant celestial ornament suddenly exploding, scattering sparks, light, and colorful stars everywhere. It was from this explosion that all the things we know came into existence. Stars are like large, fiery beacons in the sky that shine so brightly, illuminating the landscapes of the night. Thanks to them, we have beautiful nights full of radiance. But that's not the end. Massive clouds of gases started coming together, forming planets. Planets are like large, round spheres that orbit around stars, similar to toys on a carousel. Our very own planet is called Earth. This is our home. It's filled with wonders, from vast oceans and lush forests to towering mountains. On Earth, we can play, learn, and discover many mysteries. But wait, there are more planets in our solar system. Starting with the sun-kissed Mercury, which is like a volcanic oven, extremely hot. Then there's Venus, which is so scorching that you could fry an egg on its surface. Mars is like a vast red sandbox. Jupiter is a giant, the largest of them all. It's like a massive gas balloon, and you can spot bands of different colors on its surface. Saturn boasts beautiful rings, as if it's wearing colorful paper loops. And just as thrift store fashion can be trendier than brand new clothes, Saturn rocks the most stylish accessories in the entire universe. Uranus has a mysterious greenish hue, while Neptune enchants us with its blue radiance. Imagine it is a vast, never-ending whirlpool in the ocean. All these planets are like a family dancing around the sun. The sun is like a huge lamp that warms and lights up all the planets. The universe is like a grand adventure of uncovering mysteries. Scientists, who are like cosmic detectives, don colorful suits and use telescopes to peer into the depths of the night. Through their work, we learn how the universe was formed and whether there are other places where creatures like us might live. So, remember, young explorer, the universe is a place full of wonders to discover, and you could be one of those who help us better understand this amazing realm in which we live.
The Tale of the Tiny Tortoise. In a magical forest where leaves rustled underfoot, lived a little tortoise named Maggie. Maggie was curious about the world, but her slow pace made her envious of others' speed. One day, she spotted a vibrant frog and attempted to keep up, only to realize her limitations. Crestfallen, she settled by the pond. A wise old frog approached her. She shared her own tale of youthful speed and later, as an elder, an appreciation for a slower pace. Maggie learned that everyone had their own rhythm, and embracing it allowed her to see the beauty around her. From then on, she explored the secrets of the forest, savoring each step.